Alright, it's time to dive deep into the updated 53-man roster prediction for the Chicago Bears, fresh off mandatory minicamp and OTAs. This isn't final. There will be more updates during training camp and of course after the preseason, but as of now we're starting to see how this team is taking shape, and there are some key position battles brewing that are definitely worth breaking down. Let's get into it, starting with the quarterbacks, where no changes have been made since the last prediction. The assumption remains that all three main guys will make the roster: Caleb Williams, Tyson Bagent, and Case Keenum. Rookie Austin Reed is likely to be the odd man out, potentially landing on the practice squad to continue his development. The real conversation here is about who wins the backup job. Early on, it seemed like Bagent had the edge, but reports out of camp suggest that Keenum might have actually looked sharper during spring practices. This competition is far from over, and is going to be one to watch closely in July and August as things ramp up. Moving into the running back room, the picture is somewhat similar to before, with DeAndre Swift, Roschon Johnson, Kyle Monangai, and Travis Homer rounding out the group. That said, Homer's spot isn't set in stone. If the Bears decide to bring in another back through trade or free agency, he could be on the chopping block. Ian Wheeler doesn't make the cut here, although he's still an intriguing name who could surface on the practice squad. The hierarchy behind Swift is fluid. Roschon should get the first crack at the RB2 role, but Monangai reportedly made some noise during minicamp and might have closed the gap. This could be a group where we see some movement later in the offseason. The wide receiver room is where we see a slight adjustment. The team keeps 6 as in the last projection, but this time Tyler Scott gets the nod over Miles Boykin. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and rookie Luther Burden are locks. Though Burden hasn't practiced yet due to a soft tissue injury, that's opened the door for someone like Olamide Zacchaeus, who's reportedly had a strong spring and could be ahead of Burden on the depth chart for now. Doris Fountain and Tyler Scott round out the group in this projection, but their spots aren't completely secure. Special teams volume, particularly in return roles, could be the deciding factor for one or both of them. At tight end, there's been a shift from 3 to 4 projected roster spots. And it's not just a numbers game, it's strategic. New offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is known for favoring heavy sets with multiple tight ends. He uses 12 personnel regularly and even dips into 13 personnel at times, which means having depth at tight end is a priority. Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland are obvious locks. Free agent addition, Durham Smythe, is another key piece. And the name that's been buzzing in camp is Joel Wilson. After bouncing around last year and landing on the Bears practice squad, Wilson has been impressive during OTAs, even drawing praise from Johnson. He caught multiple touchdowns from Caleb Williams in red zone drills, which is exactly the kind of performance that can earn you a roster spot if he keeps it up when the pads come on. Right now, he's ahead of Steven Carlson and has a real chance to make this team. Switching over to the offensive line, the Bears trimmed the group from 10 to 9 players in this projection. The starting 5 looks solid, with Braxton Jones, Joe Thuney, Drew Dowman, Jonah Jackson, and Darnell Wright expected to lead the charge. There's still some competition at left tackle, where Ozzie Trapillo and Kieran Amagaji could push Braxton, but all three are likely to be on the team regardless of who starts. Backups Luke Newman and Bill Murray offer versatility on the interior, while Ryan Bates is currently left off due to ongoing health concerns. His shoulder issue has been lingering, and there's a growing sense he might not be ready to go. Doug Kramer, who had a shot at sticking due to his ability to play fullback in jumbo sets, is also on the outside looking in for now. That could change if the Bears decide they need a fullback in specific matchups. On the defensive line, the team sticks with 9 players. Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Gervon Dexter, and Dio Odeyingbo are penciled in as starters. They're joined by veterans Andrew Billings and rookie Shamar Turner in the middle. On the edge, Austin Booker and Dominique Robinson are in, with Robinson reportedly getting more first-team reps than Booker so far. That's notable and suggests the staff still sees value in him. Chris Williams rounds out the group for now. Notably, Zach Pickens and Daniel Hardy are both cut in this projection. Hardy doesn't seem to be a natural fit for the new defensive scheme, and there's talk of trying him at linebacker. But unless that transition goes exceptionally well, his roster spot is in real jeopardy. Linebacker is another area with potential for movement. The team keeps 5 here: TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, rookie Ruan Hippolyte, Noah Sewell, and Eamon Ogbangbemiga. Hardy was considered as a 6th linebacker, especially if he can contribute on special teams. But for now, he's left off. The deciding factor might be whether the coaches believe Hardy can handle multiple linebacker responsibilities. Backup linebackers need to be versatile, and that's something that could work against Hardy if he doesn't catch on quickly in his new role. At cornerback, it's the same 6 players from the last projection: Jalen Johnson, TYREEK Stevenson, and Kyler Gordon are the top 3, with Johnson and Gordon expected to start. Stevenson has the inside track for the other starting spot, but Terrell Smith is pushing him hard. Kyrie Jackson and Josh Blackwell round out the group, with Blackwell doubling as a core special teamer and backup nickel option. Nothing surprising here. Though injuries or special team shifts could always alter the math in late August. Now, let's talk safeties. 4 players make the team in this projection, the same as after the draft: Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Elijah Hicks, and Jonathan Owens. There was consideration for adding a 5th, especially with all 4 set to hit. Free agency next offseason, but at this point, it makes more sense to go with 4 and reevaluate later. These 4 bring a good mix of experience and versatility, and barring injury, they should form a solid rotation. On special teams, no surprises. Cairo Santos remains the kicker. Torrey Taylor, the rookie out of Iowa, takes over punting duties. And Scott Daly handles long snapping. All 3 roles are locked in heading into training camp, giving the Bears rare stability in that phase of the game. Finally, let's touch on some notable practice squad candidates. Austin Reed, as mentioned earlier, is a likely stash as a developmental quarterback. Ian Wheeler still has some intrigue as a running back prospect. And J.P. Richardson had an impressive offseason, particularly as a punt returner. He could push for a roster spot if he keeps trending up. John Jackson, a close friend of Caleb. Williams is another name to keep an eye on. The team might keep him around as a depth receiver and locker room presence. Miles Boykin offers size and could be a useful game day elevation if needed. On the offensive line, Jordan McFadden and Doug Kramer bring positional flexibility, and Theo Benedict is a developmental tackle who could benefit from another year of seasoning. Defensively, Zach Pickens could land on the practice squad if he clears waivers. Though being a former 3rd-round pick, there's a real chance another team might claim him. Xavier Cowton is another edge rusher with raw traits who could be worth developing. Daniel Hardy might stick around as a veteran presence even if he doesn't make the final roster. Carl Jones, a holdover from last year's practice squad, is another name that could return. Nick McLeod offers versatility in the secondary and would be a smart depth option if injuries pile up. Nahshon Wright has ties to secondary coach Al Harris from their time in Dallas and fits the mold of a long, rangy corner. Undrafted rookie safeties Major Burns and Tyke Johnson could also be in the mix if the Bears decide they want more developmental depth at that position. With the initial roster projection laid out and training camp still weeks away, the biggest takeaway right now is that while some positions seem locked in, others are wide open, setting the stage for serious competition when practices ramp up in late July. It's clear that the Bears are placing a heavy emphasis on versatility and scheme fit, especially under this new coaching staff. The offensive line, for instance, reflects a clear shift toward more athletic, mobile blockers who can execute in space, a requirement in Ben Johnson's system that leans heavily on motion, play action, and creative run schemes. The days of just plugging in a mauler and hoping for the best are gone. Every lineman who's projected to stick brings some level of movement ability, whether it's pulling on outside zone runs or mirroring quicker defenders in pass protection. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling in the NFL world as rumors heat up around Tyreek Hill's possible arrival to the Chicago Bears. The speedy wide receiver, known for electrifying plays and game-changing moments, could be gearing up for a surprising new chapter in his career, and Bears fans are buzzing with excitement. Though nothing is confirmed, sources close to the situation suggest that Hill's arrival might come with a big celebration. hinting at a move that could shake up the Bears' offensive dynamics and bring a fresh dose of firepower to Soldier. Field Hill's career has been marked by jaw-dropping speed and playmaking ability, qualities that have made him one of the league's most dangerous weapons. The idea of him donning the Bears' navy and orange colors has sparked imaginations and debates across sports circles. Could Chicago finally land the explosive talent they've been craving to boost their passing game? The possibility alone has created a buzz, with fans and analysts speculating on how Hill's presence might redefine the Bears' offensive strategy under their coaching staff. The rumor mill is rife with talk about a grand welcome for Hill, suggesting the team might throw a high-energy celebration to mark what would be a blockbuster signing. Such a move could symbolize a new era for the Bears, combining Hill's speed and skill with the team's ambitions to rise back to prominence in a competitive division. The excitement isn't just about the player himself, it's about what his arrival could mean for the Bears' culture and confidence on the field. Although negotiations and formal announcements remain under wraps, insiders hint that the Bears' front office sees Hill as a key piece to unlock the potential of their offense. His ability to stretch defenses and create big plays fits perfectly with the team's need for a dynamic threat. This rumored acquisition could also have ripple effects across the NFL, altering defensive game plans for teams facing the Bears and raising the stakes in an already intense division race. For now, the Bears faithful are left to dream about the electric plays and highlight reel moments Hill could bring to Chicago. If these whispers turn into reality, the upcoming season might witness the transformation of the Bears into one of the most exciting teams to watch. Until then, the chatter continues. Will TYREEK Hill really make his grand entrance with a celebration in Chicago, or is it just another tantalizing NFL rumor? Only time will tell, but the buzz is undeniable. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.